April 23, 1977. A cold, rainy night in West Newbury, Massachusetts. In a small blue-collar town where the biggest excitement is Friday night high school football, a baby boy cries for the first time. His name is John Felix Anthony Cena. His father, John Sr., a car salesman by day and a wild-voiced wrestling announcer by night, nicknamed Johnny Fabulous, holds his newborn son and has no idea that this child will one day carry the hopes of millions. This is not a fairy tale. There are no magic potions, no chosen one prophecies. This is the true, unfiltered story of a boy who started with nothing but pain, shame, and a burning refusal to stay broken, and somehow became the most beloved, most hated, most unstoppable force professional wrestling has ever known. John grew up in a house full of brothers and noise. Money was tight. The Cena boys learned early that respect wasn't given, it was taken. But John was different. He was the quiet one. Skinny, awkward, huge ears, thick glasses, braces that caught every light in the hallway. Every new school, and there were many because his dad chased better announcing gigs meant a fresh round of torment. Pizza face, bug eyes, noodle arms, freak, kids poured soda on his head in the locker room. They stole his clothes while he showered. Some days he hid in bathroom stalls just to breathe. He drew superheroes in notebooks to escape. He dreamed of being strong enough that no one would ever hurt him again. Then, at 12 years old, everything changed. His older brother brought home a bodybuilding magazine. On the cover, giants with veins like road maps. Young John stared at that cover for hours. A single thought burned into his mind. If I get big, maybe they'll finally leave me alone. So he started training in a freezing garage with rusted weights that belonged to his brother. No heat, no coach. No protein powder. Just a kid doing curls until his arms bled, benching until his chest seized up, squatting until his knees shook. He ate canned tuna and peanut butter sandwiches. He trained when he was sick. He trained when he was crying. By 15, he was 6'1" and 220 pounds of pure teenage fury. The bullying didn't completely stop, but something far more important happened. John stopped running. For the first time in his life, when a bully twice his size stepped to him in a parking lot, John didn't flinch. He just stared. The bully walked away. Something inside John Cena woke up that day and never went back to sleep. He earns a full football scholarship to Springfield College in Massachusetts. Offensive lineman. Studies exercise physiology. Graduates in 2000 cum laude top of his class. He has a plan, become a strength coach, maybe work with pro athletes. Life, however, has other plans. The coaching jobs dry up. The real world laughs in his face. So in the year 2000, with $500 in his pocket and a dream of becoming an action star, 23-year-old John Cena drives across the country to California in a beat-up 1991 Lincoln Continental. Hollywood doesn't call. The auditions never come. Within weeks he's broke, sleeping in that same green Lincoln parked on the streets of Venice Beach. He keeps his clothes in the trunk, showers at Gold's Gym, brushes his teeth in fast food bathrooms. Some nights it drops to 40 degrees and he shivers under a single blanket in the back seat, eating tuna straight from the can with a plastic fork. He's ashamed to call home. He's terrified he's failed. But every single morning, no matter how hungry or cold or hopeless he feels, he walks into that gym and trains like the world depends on it. Because for John Cena, giving up has never been an option. He picks up any job he can find, driving limos for drunk celebrities, cleaning toilets at gyms, even working as a bouncer for hire, wearing nothing but baby oil and a thong. Then one day in 2001 he wanders into Ultimate Pro Wrestling, a tiny indie promotion in a warehouse in Southern California. He has no training, no idea what he's doing, but he's huge and desperate. They put him in silver tights and call him the prototype, a half-man, half-machine emotionless heel. He's awful on the microphone. He can barely talk, but he can lift anybody in the building over his head, and he refuses to quit. Night after night he gets beaten, booed, and sent back to the drawing board. Still he shows up. In 2008, we Scout finally sees something in this quiet giant who never complains. They offer him a developmental contract, $500 a week to move to Louisville, Kentucky, and train in Ohio Valley Wrestling, where WWE's minor league. John signs without hesitation. $500 a week is more money than he's ever had in his life. OVW is brutal. The veterans hate the new guy. Gimmicks come and go. Nothing clicks. He tries everything. A baseball player, a military character, a vampire, all fail. He's on the verge of being release-fired before he ever truly starts. Then one night in late 2002, on a 15-hour bus ride through the snow, Stephanie McMahon's music plays on someone's boombox. A wrestler named Rikishi dares John to freestyle over the beat. John grabs the mic. What comes out shocks everyone on that bus. Rough, funny, vicious bars that slice through the air like knives. The entire roster loses their minds. Something is born on that bus. That night, in a hotel room mirror, John dyes his hair bleach blonde, throws on a throwback jersey, and invents the Doctor of Thugonomics, October 10, 2002. SmackDown in San Jose. Kurt Angle issues an open challenge. Out walks this unknown 250-pound white dude in a Celtics jersey, padlock chain, and a scowl. The crowd has no idea who he is. Then he snatches the microphone and unleashes the most electrifying debut promo in decades. Word for word, bar for bar, he destroys Kurt Angle in rhyme. The arena goes from confused silence to absolute pandemonium. The Doctor of Thugonomics has arrived, and nothing will ever be the same. 2004, he wins the United States Championship. 2005 WrestleMania 21, Los Angeles. The same city where he once slept in his car. He defeats JBL to become WWE Champion for the first time. When the referee hands him that spinner belt, John Cena collapses to his knees and sobs in the middle of the ring. Because his father is sitting in the front row watching his homeless son become world champion. He becomes the face of the company for the next decade. The Marine. The five-knuckle shuffle. You can't see me wave. 16 world championships tied with Ric Flair for the most in history. But success brings hate like he's never known. From 2006 to 2015, arenas split down the middle every single night. Half the crowd screams, "Let's go, Cena." The other half roars, "Cena sucks." Signs get torn in half. Grown men cry because their hero loses. Children cry because their hero wins. He's the most polarizing champion WWE has ever created. And through it all, John Cena never changes who he is. He smiles through the booze. He keeps the same hustle, the same loyalty, the same respect. Behind the scenes, something quieter and far more important is happening. Since 2004, every time Make-A-Wish calls and asks if he can meet a sick child, John Cena says yes. Every single time. No matter where he is in the world. No matter how bruised or exhausted he is. Over 650 wishes and counting the most in Make-A-Wish history. A record that will never be broken. He sits with kids who have days left to live and lets them put him in the STF. He wears their colorful wristbands until they fade and fall off. He cries in hospital hallways when no cameras are watching. 2015, he steps away from full-time wrestling to chase the Hollywood dream he once starved for. Trainwreck with Amy Schumer. Daddy's Home, Blockers. Bumblebee. Fast and Furious 9. The Suicide Squad. And then Peacemaker, the role that finally proves he can carry a billion-dollar franchise on his own. The kid who used to sleep in his car now walks red carpets with Dwayne Johnson and Margot Robbie. At 46 years old, he returns to WWE part-time. The ovations are different now. The Cena sucks chants have mostly turned into tears and standing ovations. At WrestleMania 41 in 2025, he wins his 17th World Championship, officially surpassing Ric Flair and becoming the most decorated champion in the history of the business. Tonight, somewhere in the world, a little boy or girl is being bullied. They feel small. They feel invisible. They're hiding in a bathroom stall, just like John Cena once did. And somewhere inside them, a tiny voice whispers the same thing it whispered to a skinny kid in Massachusetts 40 years ago: never give up. From a boy the world tried to break, to a man the world literally cannot see past. This is the true story of John Felix Anthony Cena. He is still out there right now hustling, staying loyal, grinding every single day. And no matter how many times life knocks him down, he keeps getting back up, because some people aren't built to stay broken. Some people are built to rise, and John Cena, you can't see him coming. But you will damn sure feel him when he arrives. Hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up, never, ever give up.